G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out. It's 3D Bloom Day. Yes, it is. And I'm going to go back to something that I did, last year, like a year ago, where I do my petals with a little stick, just like the little dashes. I absolutely loved doing those, so I'm going to do that again. My resin is just sitting here. I'm going to wait till it's been sitting in there for 10 minutes and then I'm going to pour it in. So I'll talk to you first about what I'm using. I'm using the Tabletop Marine, or Pro Marine Tabletop, I should say. It's equal parts in A and B. Even though it's equal parts, A is still heavier than B. So I've got 112 grams of A, 102 grams of B. It's a really thick resin. I've run out of my 360 plus, still waiting for it to come. So in the meantime, I'll use up some of my other supplies. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started. I want to put a little bit of gold around the edges. I don't want a lot. I just want a little sprinkling of gold. And then I'm also going to pop some in the center, but I'm going to wait until, actually I might do it first. Then I know where the center is, hey. So I'm just going to get started on this. It's starting to feel warm. But I find if I wait till I've decanted and then start doing this, I always run out of time. So I'm just going to do the edge first. What's the time? I was just checking the clock. I've still got a few minutes. All right, so I'm just going to kind of, it's pretty thick, but I'm just going to kind of pour it. And I'm thinking I just want it sort of in there, a little bit in there. This may change. It may change. Yep, it's changing. I can't stop it. I can't stop it. It's just doing its thing. I didn't make up enough to go all the way around because I wasn't going to do that. But anyway, resin does what resin wants to do. And it wanted to keep going, so we're going round. Okay, now I have got a little bit left, but I just need to... Is that the stick I was using? Yes. See, you can see how thick it is already. Like, it doesn't want to flow. Go with the flow, but I just wanted a little bit of a gold edge, and then I'm going to put the little bit of gold in the center, and then I'm just going to do gorgeous plain white petals, and then as long as it works, because you never know if it's going to work. If it works, I'm going to come back and I'm going to back it with some black, because I think that would look really, really exquisite. I'll have to get that little piece out because it doesn't belong there. No, you don't. So I figured if I do this first, it'll save me a little bit of time because I can do it while my resin's coming to temperature. Well, I don't wait till this comes to temperature. I wait 10 minutes for it to be in its little cup there. And then I decant. I can pour the rest in and mix up my white. And then I wait another 7 minutes after that. So 17 minutes all up. That's with a room temperature of 25, 26 degrees. Actually, I should have... Oh, no, that'll be all right. I can just... let's see. I can just pour some of that in, can't I? Right, I'm going to put 30 grams in here. It's almost time to decant. 30 grams or 1 ounce. Just off camera here. 36, 37, 30, 30, forward, yeah, 30, there we go. 30 grams in there. And then what I'm going to do is, this is my Just Resin Titanium White. Now, what I do with this is I'll give it a bit of a stir. Give it a stir. And then I'm just going to wipe wipe off the stick. So whatever's left on, I will test that because, like I said, I've got 30 grams in there. So we'll just test it and see how that goes. All right, now my 10 minutes is up. I stopped stirring at 226. It now is 236. So I need to pour this in here now. Otherwise it will start getting too hot. So decanting at the 10-minute mark. And now I've got another 7 minutes to wait. It will start, well, not cooling down, but the heating up of the resin will slow down a lot now that it's been decanted. So what is that? I shouldn't scrape the sides, should I? Because I always get like a, looks different. It's probably not, a bit stuck to the edge there and it hasn't been mixed as well. Anyway, I can see. You probably can't see it, but I can see it. It looks a bit different. Right, we'll let those bubbles just come up to the top ever so slightly. Give that a bit of a torch there. I can still see some bubbles. Right, I'm going to keep mixing my white. Now, because I've got white on my stick, it's a bit hard to tell if that's opaque or not. So just wipe your stick clean, get that paste off it, and now you can actually see if you want it to be a bit more opaque. Yes, I do. I do. Just a tiny little bit. So I'm just going to go dip, like that. Dip, dip, just like that. Okay, that's it. Dip, dip. I don't mind these ones being a little bit more opaque, I guess, than what I would normally do if, just getting the paste off my hands. You know, if I'm doing the alcohol inks and then doing the piping, I prefer them a little bit less opaque, but this one should be fine. Now the other thing I'd like to do, see, that's quite a lot of, it's a very stark gold line around there. I'm just going to try and break that little line up a little bit, just so it's not such a straight line, if you know what I mean, because it just looked a bit unnatural. Just break it up a little bit, spread the gold out a bit. These are tiny little bits of gold glass, or tiny stones or whatever. So they're quite heavy, so they'll fall to the bottom, and they're not going to, you know, float around because they are heavy. How's that? A little bit more sort of natural looking. There's a big scoop there. Oh, where will I put you? You can come over here a little bit. Can't spend too much time on this. I've got to get a wriggle on. Right, clean that off. How am I going for time? 2:38. 2:38. All right, I've got a couple more minutes. 2:43, I need to be doing my little piping work. Okay, so that can just sit there for a minute. Give it another quick torch. All right, let's do the center. And I think I'm just going to do a little thing like that. These are great, these little tiny spoons. Hopefully that's in the center. So we'll just give that a bit of a push down, and then give it a bit of a swirl again to just disperse them a little bit, just so we haven't got a big blob. Something blue, something borrowed, something blue. And I'll just try and break up the edge a little bit as well, just so that it's not such a harsh edge. Is that the center? I think it's centered. I think so. All right, and it kind of matches the outside as well, doesn't it? All right, I'll just clean off my little stick there. Put the lid on that. I think we're almost ready. These ones are 0.2 millimeters to 2 millimeters. Sorry, 0.5 to 2 millimeters. They're very fine. So, in case you're wondering what those ones are, they are quite fine. All right, how are we going for time? I'm a bit nervous. I haven't done this for so long. It's been ages since I've done this. Don't all look at me. No. All right, I think we're good to go. Right, are we ready? 2:42. All right, let's just do this. I've got a minute to spare. But I think we'll be right. Okay, now can I remember how to do this, you guys? I think what I need to do is I need to put my little bit of paper towel around the cup because, you know, it drips, and if you put that there, it kind of catches the resin before it drips, so I'm hoping that'll work. All right, here we go, if I can remember how to do it. So I'm going to take some, wipe the bottom, and then just let the resin kind of fall out. Like so. Trying to remember to tilt my cup back. Whoops. Okay, I should slow down a little bit. There's no rush. No rush. See, I've messed that one up. There we go. Slow down a little bit. Now, depending on how much this all closes up, you may or may not have some gaps in between your lines. So I'm going to do some kind of big and some small, and, well, I mean, you know, lengthwise, some a bit longer, some a bit shorter. Try to kind of overlap them a little bit so that they're not all the same, in the same line. I kind of need a turntable here. These ones going back up are tricky because I'm laying the white out this way, but when I'm going the opposite direction, it's a bit tricky. But anyway, I'll just have to try and still put them in the same direction, if you know what I mean. Go that way. This one needs to be a little bit bigger. And I just want to make a circle. I'm not going to follow the shape of the mold as such. I just want to make like a circle. Oh my gosh, I've dripped in there. And I'm not going to need all this resin. I made up more than what I needed. It's just that I'm used to doing, oh, I dripped again. I made 30 grams, and I know how much like white resin I need for the 30 grams. I'm going to go around again because the resin, as it's curing, it comes from the outside in, and I don't want too much in the way of gaps. I'm gonna have to try and go in and clean up my drips that I've made. It's difficult. It's tricky. Try not to drip. Still need to have them quite wide though. It's no point having them too thin. They need to be wide so that they can spread properly. Are they spreading? I'm not even looking. I'm concentrating on what I'm doing here. Hopefully they're spreading. All right, how's that looking? All right, now, I haven't used it all. I'm going to try, if I can, try and pick up these little bits that I've dropped. What am I going to do? How am I going to do that? Maybe I can try and pick them up with some paper towel. Half successful. Because they'll kind of spoil my design if I've got a little drip right over here. No, look, I'm going to ruin it. I'm just going to have to just put another little bit of one of those in there. And there, that's where I also had a bit of a boo-boo. Okay. I think I better just leave it now. Let's leave it, let's leave it, let's leave it. Give it a quick little torch. And now we wait. Now we wait. I'm just going to clean up a bit. I'll come back to you shortly. Righto, I finished cleaning up and cleaning everything. I've got one here that's kind of in the way. What am I going to do? I think what I'll do is, like, I can either swirl it or I can just put my syringe in and try and just suck a little bit out. Okay, it's ended up closing up. That's okay. I didn't like that. I didn't like that middle bit, so if you've got a middle that you don't like, you can just suck it up with a syringe. I am going to now put some alcohol in a little paper cup and just go in, out, in, out, in, out until I clean that out, because I want to use it again and I don't just waste those, but it's like really closed in. I was kind of hoping I'd have a little bit of space, but nope. I'm kind of in two minds about whether I want to actually put black on the back now, because you ain't gonna see the gaps, are you? Because everything has closed up. So there you go. If I had made my lines like further apart from each other, as in not so close to each other, I would have had probably some gaps in between, but I don't know. Shall we do black anyway? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I'm really happy that it's all closed up. I have no idea what the other side's going to look like. I think black probably would just frame it. Otherwise, it's going to be very white and very gold. So we'll do that. Right. I'll see you a bit later for the next step. And yeah, we'll put some black on. Why not? Right. This first layer has set up. And I've mixed up some Platinum 360 Plus. Because I know it'll be cured by morning, because it's almost 9 p.m. Hey, doggies, I'm trying to video. I've left the door open because it's late, and I thought no one's going to bark, but they can hear me talking to someone, you see, so they think there's someone here, and there's not. It's just you guys. Anyway, I've got 80 grams of A and 28 grams of B. I put a dollop of the Midnight Black pigment paste in there from Resin. We'll make sure it's nice and opaque. And here we go. Goodbye, gorgeous bloom. We'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully you'll work out. All right. Let's just push all this to the edge. Don't need a lot for a top coat. You just need to make sure that it is opaque, of course, if you want it opaque. I don't want to see, you know, anything through the black. I want it to be a nice stark black background, and I think that's just the right amount. Look at that, just the right amount. Hopefully it'll turn out pretty. And you know, these sorts of things, it's probably a little bit small to, to go and put handles on it and make a tray out of, but they're really pretty, just, on a plate stand and just standing up on a bookshelf or on your windowsill or just anywhere that you want a little bit of art, a little bit of decorative art. They don't have to always, be a bowl or be a tray or be a clock. They can just be a piece of art that you look at. Right. I will be back tomorrow morning, and it'll only be a blink of the eye for you, but for me it'll be in the morning, and we'll unmold and hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it'll be beautiful. It's that time, drum roll, bright and early the next day. Right, let's get this out. So if you fill this all the way to the top, it's quite deep. It's about, well, it's a centimetre deep. I'll have to clean up all my little bits of resin off the sides. Oops, I've got a tiny bit overflow there. Let me just grab that. Just pick those little bits of resin off. Okay, I think we've got it loose all the way around now. Okay, they are sharp though. Sometimes they can be sharp. You've got to be careful. Okay. We're ready. Oh, if this works, you guys, it's going to be stunning. Stunning. But let's have a look. Deep breath. Here we go. Oh, wow. Look at that. I kind of did lose my line area. It looks just more like a standard bloom, but wow. Loving that gold and a little bit of gold, and I got it in the middle. Yay. Oh, I love it. What do you guys think? Probably could have done with maybe a little less gold. Maybe I could just like drizzle the gold around first, like the stones, and then just pour clear over it, because they're not going to float anyway, so that way I won't get such a lot. But it's what I wanted. I wanted just like that circle of clear in the middle. Wow, love it, love it, love it. Right, definitely going to go again with just trying to get the dashes. Now this is what I was telling you about, like these little plate stands. They're not expensive, and they just sit like that, and then they just pop that in there like so, and then you just put it somewhere where everyone can see it. And again, it's a bit dark here when I come down because I've got the lights behind me or in front of me, but I'll take it over to the other side for you. That's better, isn't it? In front of the window, and there it is. Let me know what you think. But yeah, I didn't quite get the effect I was going for, but it still is stunning, if I do say so myself. I really, really like how the gold edge has turned out. And we've got that little sprinkle of gold in the center there. So yeah, really happy with it. So that'll go on display in my house. Love it to bits. All right, thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video, and I will see you all again for the next one real soon. Okay, take care guys. Bye for now.